Have you ever had grilled salmon at your local restaurant? Maybe with some barbecue sauce, a lemon wedge, or spring of parsley even. I'm getting hungry just thinking about it. Today I'm going to talk to you about salmon fishing. I'm going to tell you the 5 types of salmon we have here in Alaska. I'm going to tell you what gear to use, and I'm going to tell you where to go to find the salmon you're chasing. That way you'll be sure to be able to put a fillet on your grill or barbecue. Let's get started. The most sought after game fish here in Alaska is the Alaskan king salmon. The average size is 35 pounds, but can get up to 90 pounds. According to the Alaska Department of Fish and Game, the record king salmon is 97 pounds 4 ounces. The run for the king salmon is June to mid-August. The next type of salmon you may choose to chase, and is the most abundant salmon here in Alaska, is the sockeye salmon, also known as the red salmon. The average size of the sockeye salmon is 10 pounds and can get over 15. The Alaska state record is 16 pounds and the run is mid-June to July. Next is the pink salmon, also known as the humpy. They're called humpies because when they leave salt water and move to fresh water, they develop a pronounced hump in the middle of their back. Therefore, they're known as humpies. Their average size are 5 to 9 pounds, and the Alaska state record is 12 pounds 9 ounces. They run the rivers between mid-July to the end of July. Next is the chum salmon, or dog salmon, and these are also called calico salmon by some. They get their dog salmon name because in the early days, early pioneers, in order to feed their dog teams, would catch a lot of chum salmon because they're fairly abundant, and they would feed this type of salmon to their dogs because it's not as well liked as table fare. It's more fishy. The average size is 10 to 13 pounds, with the Alaska state record being 36 pounds, and they have the same run timing as the pink salmon. Lastly is the silver or coho salmon, and these are my favorite type of salmon because they're the most aggressive and easiest to catch. The average size of the silver salmon is between 8 to 12 pounds, with the Alaska state record, according to the ADF&G website, is 26 pounds. The run for the silver salmon is early August through September. Additional information about the characteristics of these salmon can be found on the Alaska state website. It's adfng.alaska.gov. And now that you know the 5 types of salmon, let's talk about what methods you'll use to catch them. These methods are my preferred methods, and they will prove useful. First is a fishing rod. Just a normal fishing rod with a casting reel or spinning reel. Medium weight to heavy weight rod with 10 pound to 30 pound test line, depending on what type of salmon you're fishing. Next is a fly rod. And fly rod, you'll need a 7 to 9 weight fly rod and a different assortment of flies, including the pink woolly booger, which is my favorite fly, and I've caught all species of salmon on that fly. And lastly, if you're an Alaska resident, and this is only for Alaska residents, is the dip net. Yes, here in Alaska we dip net salmon. The size of your dip net is going to have a 60-inch hoop, 60-inch diameter, which I'm 5'9", and the hoop comes up just below my chin. In order to dip net sockeye salmon, you have to determine how many your family can catch. Well, each family is allotted 25 fish for the head of household and 10 fish for each additional member of the household. So for instance, my family, my wife, myself, and my 5 children, we can catch 85 salmon in a dip net. And now that you know the salmon, the types of salmon, and the gear to use, now I'm going to tell you where to go. The first place and most popular place in Alaska for residents and tourists is the Kenai River. The Kenai River has close to 1 million fish transit it annually. This year, according to the Alaska Outdoor Journal, 60,000 kings and over 1.5 million sockeye salmon transited that river to their spawning grounds. Next is my favorite fishing hole. It's Jim Creek. Jim Creek is a tributary of the Knik River at the base of the Knik Glacier. This river is populated with silver salmon. If you're a dip netter, the most popular places to dip net are the Copper River, the Kasilof River, or the Kenai River. And all of these rivers are in south central Alaska. Now that you know where to catch them, let's go over what we've talked about. We've talked about the 5 types of salmon: king, sockeye, pink, chum, and silvers. We've talked about the 3 methods to use to catch your salmon, and we've talked about where to go. And also, for more information on anything we've talked about, please go to the ADF&G website at adfng.alaska.gov or thealaskaoutdoorjournal.com. Using these tips, I'm sure you'll be able to slap a nice fillet on your grill.